Hi everyone. Today I want to give you a little bit of an insight into changing the way you think about abundance and thinking differently about a job versus a lifestyle choice. Tip number one, coming from a place of inspiration instead of expectation. So this is a big one for me. This is my daily mantra, and there's always going to be a part of your job that you don't like. And this is true to a certain extent. But you don't want to go to a job every single day feeling like you don't want to be there, you're not inspired, you're not passionate about what you're doing, and you're only working for the weekend. This is the type of lifestyle choice that a lot of us tend to work with and live within these boundaries. And I did it for, a while, my whole life until I was, 28, 29. And yeah, it served me to a certain extent. I was really safe, I felt secure, I had a lot of good things going for me, but I wasn't fulfilled. I didn't feel complete. I didn't feel passionate about life. I didn't feel excited to wake up in the morning and go to work. Just decided, once I found my actual passion in life, I really wanted to go for it 100%. So sitting down and doing something that you really are inspired to do and coming from a place of inspiration is actually going to get you a lot further than coming from a place of pressure and expectation. So just think about that for a second. When you're doing something that you really love and that you're really passionate about, you tend to be way more creative, way more inspired, and way more dedicated because you're invested in it. You just take a look at your life. What are you pressured into doing? What is it that you don't want to do? And just take a double look at that. Maybe it's time to move on to something where your creative juices start flowing a little bit more and you can find a more sustainable way of life. The other thing about this is when you start to look at life from a place of inspiration, you tend to wake up every morning feeling inspired. So instead of waking up every morning feeling pressured or expected to do certain things, you're going to start to find the flow from second to second, minute to minute, to hour, and starting to live life really enjoying every single part of your life instead of waiting for that next vacation or waiting for the weekend and saying, oh, when I'm done today, when I'm done Friday, I'll feel happier. Or when I can sit down and have that beer, I'll feel happier. When you can find a place where you're passionate about what you're doing, you tend to wake up and never working a day in your life. And that quote is very, very true. Ever since I changed my life from living in a corporate world, working for somebody else, to working for myself, really building that wave of inspiration and investing in myself, investing in the things that I believe in, my values, my core passions. I wake up every single day passionate about what I'm doing. And yes, a lot of people say, well, it's very easy for some people and not others. Well, that's not true. All you ever see is the success that people have. That's all they'll ever market to you. That's all they'll ever post on social media, and that's the truth. They will never, ever, ever post their failures. We all have failures. And the truth of that is if you're not failing, you're not trying. And I'm sure that you've failed in other things that you're doing, but you're not necessarily investing in yourself. You're still failing at certain things and learning lessons. We all learn lessons day to day to day. It's all about consistency. Being consistent every single day. If you say you're going to do something, at least do one thing for it each day to make it's like investing in your future, right? What are you doing today to invest in your future? Whether it's just being more healthy, whether it's investing in your business, whether it's investing in your education, your mindset, your meditation, however you want to build your success, your peace of mind. What are you doing each and every day to do it? And that sounds really straightforward. Consistency and commitment, yeah, we hear that all the time. But that took me a really long time to truly, truly understand the power behind that word, consistency. We live in a world where we expect immediate gratification, and if we don't get it, and if we're working on something that doesn't work right away, we tend to veer off and go into a different direction. Now, that's not to say that you keep working on something if it's not working. If you're working on something over and over and over and over and it's not working, yes, move on, find a new creative outlet or a new way to conquer that goal, because there are other ways to creative ways to go about that. My third and final step in keeping up with your dreams and keeping up with finding a lifestyle that suits you is finding that clarity. When we are stuck in a place of expectation, we're stuck in a place of pressure by everyone else around us, we tend to forget who we really are and what we really want in our lives and what we stand for. I lost myself a lot through my 20s and didn't know who I was or what I wanted or what made me happy. I tended to hang out with people that were doing things that I wasn't interested in, but I wanted to hang out with them, so I would just hang out with them and do that. Whereas when I found who I really was and what I stood for and what made me happy, I started to attract my tribe. I started to attract the people that have a like-minded outlook on life. And that's when you're really going to start to thrive, because you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people who are going to remind you, A, who you are, and B, how to get better at what you want to do and who you want to be, right? So taking a step back and not really trying to get caught up in what other people are doing, staying focused on who you are, what you want to do, who you want to be as a person. And I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about next year, I'm talking about 5 years down the road, and then work day to day to day on that and have that image in your mind. So that's really about caring about around an energy and a belief about yourself, a belief system about yourself, who you are, and understanding that. And that's what's going to give you the confidence to move forward with what you believe in. And when you have the confidence in your vision and in your dream, nobody can shake that, because the opinion of other people won't bother you anymore, because you understand what it is you want and what you stand for, and that's huge. When you can back yourself up 100%, you don't need anybody else's approval. And that involves also coming from a place of clarity, which through meditation and breathing exercises is a really great way to get back to that place. So if you need help with that, I put a link below to some guided meditations that you can actually go to on our site and come back to that clarity state where you can focus on what it is you actually want to invest your time in